Two Geeks, Two Beers podcast. Nerdy obsessions, drunken ramblings with Morgan Jeffrey and Tom Eames.
America's #1 action hit is hitting the holidays. Arnold is at his best. Fans start running, says Joel Siegel of Good Morning America.
Showtime.
The best Schwarzenegger movie since The Terminator, says Michael Wilmington, LA Times. Arnold Schwarzenegger is the Running Man.
I'll be back.
The Running Man. Rated R, now playing.
It's time to start running. Hello, and welcome to Two Geeks, Two Beers. If you're looking for a nostalgia-packed podcast, this one will hit the spot. This episode, we're hurtling in our metaphorical rocket sleds back to 1987 for a retrospective of dystopian action flick, The Running Man. I'm Morgan, he's Tom.
Hello.
Not so much running men, more gentle cancer men. Tom, what are your memories, thoughts of The Running Man?
Well, before we came here, went to the pub.
We did. We enjoyed, we normally enjoy a couple of pints of lager, as is tradition.
But it's a very hot summer's day as we record this.
It is very sweaty right now. So we actually enjoyed one lager and one mango cider. One of the most delicious things I've ever tasted.
I couldn't believe it.
It was like a pint of Solero.
It's just, I love drinks, alcoholic drinks. You have no idea there's alcohol in it. It's dangerous. Dangerous. So, whilst we were enjoying that drink,
Lily's mango cider, not sponsored, but if you did want to,
we take it.
We take not even money. We just want the cider.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Thank you.
But whilst we were drinking that, I made it. I let slip that I'd never seen The Running Man.
Absolutely wild, and I was genuinely furious. And I was like, "You've not seen The Running Man? Have you seen Terminator?" And I'm like, "Yeah, Terminator 2, yeah, Predator, yeah, True Lies, yeah, Total Recall, yeah." All the Arnie greats, but not the Running Man.
It just totally passed me by. Yeah, I think I always got it mixed up. Marathon Man with Dustin Hoffman. Very different.
Very different. But
this is what it's all about.
To be fair, I don't know why I'm getting so annoyed. It is literally the whole premise of the podcast. If I was like, what do you know about it?
You're like, my favorite film of all time.
I know every single trivia fact about it. You've got nothing. you can teach me nothing.
Exactly.
What would be? Just go back to the pub then. Yeah. Enjoy another Lily's mango cider.
That's Lily's
mango cider. See, we could do the ads.
I know.
It'd be great. Yeah. Well, coming up, the iconic film star, not Arnie, originally set to play the film's lead role, The Running Man's surprising connection to one of the biggest bands of the 1970s, and how it predicted the future and shaped US entertainment television in the decades following its release.
Can I guess the band?
Go on.
Mud.
It's not Mud.
Damn it.
It's not Mud. Okay. I'll give you two more guesses, and I still don't think you'll get it.
Thin Lizzy.
No, it's not Thin Lizzy.
Slade.
No, okay, you're done. You're done. Why are you so Christmas themed? Mud. Did Mud have any hits other than Lonely This Christmas?
Yeah, Tiger Feet. That was a classic.
Was that Mud?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
That's right.
Fair enough. I got a loaf of Tiger bread the other day, and I was singing that Tiger bread. Didn't know it was Mud.
You have to.
You have to. Yeah. So The Running Man, which runs, I didn't even mean to do that, which runs to a lean 1 hour 41, great, was released to cinemas on the 13th of November, 1987. The film is set in a dystopian United States in the far-flung future of 2017.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Featuring a television show where convicted criminal runners must escape death at the hands of professional killers.
So I had no idea what the plot was at all.
Yeah.
So it's like a reality TV show.
Yeah.
But way before reality TV was a thing.
Yeah, prescient, right?
Wow.
We'll get into that. Yeah.
Amazing.
It like I say, it predicted the future.
Great.
But in more ways than just that. So the film's screenplay was written by Two Geeks legend,
your mate,
Stephen E. D'Souza, known for writing several high-profile action films of the 1980s and 90s, including 48 Hours, Commando, Die Hard, and Die Hard 2.
It's all right.
Well, right, yeah.
It's okay, isn't it?
Come on, Stephen. Make an effort. Just some of the most iconic action films of all time.
If you wrote those 4 films, you'd be like, should I just stop?
Yeah.
I'm not going to
top them.
Did he better that?
I don't need to. That is more than, like, if you just written one of those, you'd be like, I am the daddy.
Yeah.
His script was very loosely based on a 1982 novel written by Stephen King. The book was published under the alias of Richard Bachman, and the film rights were purchased before it was revealed that King was the author. So they were just like, this is great.
Wow.
Didn't even know. And then they were like, we got that for cheap. Oh, don't know, Stephen King?
Yeah.
Oh, bargain. The film, which, as we've established, stars Arnold Schwarzenegger in the lead role of Ben Richards, retains only the basic concept of the Running Man television show and a few character names from the original novel.
Quite a low-key character name for Arnie.
Yeah, it's no John Matrix. No.
Well, Ben Richards. That sounds like... I was thinking of Ben Shepherd. It just sounds like a TV morning host.
Yeah, it sounds like a daytime TV presenter. Well, I think possibly because other actors, well, we always say this, but other actors were genuinely considered before Arnie. You might understand why they went, well, also it was just the name of the character in the book as well. That probably had something to do with it, to be fair. Stephen King, he had described his Ben Richards in the original novel as scrawny and observed that his version of the character was as far away from the Arnold Schwarzenegger character in the movie as you can get. The music for The Running Man was composed by Harold Faltermeyer, best known for composing the Axel F theme for the feature film Beverly Hills Cop, and so indirectly responsible for 2005 novelty pop hit Axel F by the Crazy Frog.
I mean, what a time to be alive that was. One of the biggest artists, if you want to call him an artist, of 2005.
Yeah.
But yeah, I watched Beverly Hills Cop the other day.
Yeah.
I think it was only like the second time I've ever seen it.
Why haven't we done that?
I know, it's so good. But I've never seen any of the sequels.
Yeah.
Obviously the new one's coming out.
Had you not seen Beverly Hills Cop before?
I've seen it once, 20 years ago.
Great.
But yeah, really, just...
Turns out Beverly Hills Cop's a good movie.
It's just certain action films of the 80s. Lethal Weapon is another one. They're just perfect from start to finish.
It's a perfect movie.
Yeah,
it is a perfect movie. Yeah. What I didn't realise about Axel F by the Crazy Frog is that
the Crazy Frog
is that they didn't even take Axel F, the original tune by Harold Faltermeyer, remix it and add the ding ding.
Yeah.
Someone else had already done a remix, and literally all they had was the ding ding,
ding ding,
and it was like a #1 hit.
Yeah.
Bizarre.
It was honestly one of the best-selling songs of that year.
School disco favourite.
And he had loads of follow-ups.
The Crazy Frog.
Yeah, like loads of top 10 hits.
Like, such as?
He covered Last Christmas, which was an abomination.
And it was literally like, last Christmas, I gave you my heart, ding, ding.
ding. Yeah. Some poor woman was singing the song.
Imagine...
If you don't know who Crazy Frog...
If you don't know what we're talking about, and then we're just going ding... What are you talking about, ding, ding?
You could do a whole episode on Crazy Frog. You could.
That's Patreon.
Yeah. That's what you get on Patreon.
Yeah.
But look, he had 3 albums. Crazy Hits, which got to number 5 in the UK, number 19 in the US.
Look, I sort of understand people like buying a novelty one hit wonder song.
Yeah. And the first one was essentially just Axel F but with ding ding.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Who is buying Crazy Frog's album?
Yeah. Then followed up with more Crazy Hits, which only got to number 64 in the UK.
Still too high.
Number 40 in the US.
Yeah.
And then Everybody Danced Now in 2009 and only number 23 in France. France couldn't get enough of the Crazy Frog. And then look at this.
Wow.
So Axel F, a #1 hit in loads of countries.
Yeah.
And then Popcorn, do you remember? They covered that. Jingle Bells.
Yeah.
It was an actual top 10 hit.
Yeah.
We Are the Champions. Ding a Dang Dong.
Yeah.
Last Christmas, another hit. And then they've sort of lost it now. Crazy Frog in the House, Daddy DJ, covered Cha Cha Slide. I mean, Jesus.
That must have only been out like a couple of years before.
I know. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
I sort of miss those days though in a weird way.
Really? No, I think we're better off.
We are a bit better off.
I feel like we're better off.
Yeah, you wouldn't get that in the streaming generation.
No,
Crazy Frog just breaking through.
No, look, there's a lot of downsides.
That's probably a positive, isn't it?
Yeah. Back to The Running Man. The main theme of the film was Restless Heart, open brackets, Running Away With You, close brackets, which was co-written by Harold Faltermeyer and St. Elmo's Fire singer-songwriter John Parr, who performed the song.
St. Elmo's Fire.
Not even the first time you've done that on the podcast. Was that just his thing? That he just...
Like Kenny Loggins, Two and Done, Danger Zone, and Footloose.
Great, though. Kenny Loggins...
He had other hits, but those are the two anyone remembers.
Kenny Loggins is like the Stephen E. D'Souza of... movie tie-in songs where he just gone, well, I've done 2 of the best ever.
Get me Kenny.
But it's like, well, why would I do any more? No. I've done the 2 best ever.
Same with John Parr. And he's British, John Parr.
Is he?
Yeah, and great. Two just bangers.
Absolutely nailed it.
Wow, well done.
Yeah.
And the fact that you shoehorned, again, we've said it before, St. Elmo's Fire into a song lyric that's still played today.
Yeah, really
Incredible.
Good. Really good. No one remembers the film.
No.
But everyone remembers the song. Yeah. So in its early stages of production, The Running Man cycled through several different directors.
Every time we say The Running Man, I'm thinking of the Muffin Man, in Shrek.
What's the thing? What's the thing he says?
The Running Man.
Exactly. Who
lives on Drury Lane.
Yeah, the Running Man. I don't know the Running Man. So the film cycled through several different directors in its early stages of production. George P. Cosmatos, who had directed Rambo First Blood Part 2 in 1985, was initially set to direct, but was fired over creative differences. Swiss film director Karl Schenkel was considered to replace him, while British director Ferdinand Fairfax.
Ferdinand Fairfax,
great name.
Wow.
He was also briefly involved and even reached the storyboarding stage of the film, but again, for some reason, departed the project.
Then he realised his name was just too ridiculous even for this. He's like, nah.
He's like, I didn't realise that my name is amazing. I could be achieving all sorts. Don't need to be lowering myself to this level.
Yeah.
Filming finally got underway with Andrew Davis, the director of Chuck Norris action thriller Code of Silence, at the helm. But he was fired after less than 2 weeks, allegedly for running behind schedule and being $400,000 over budget in just 8 days. I don't know, was he just buying a shitload of coke?
Just rinsing the canteen budget.
How?
Yeah.
He did go on, though, Davis, to direct 1993's The Fugitive, which is a fucking great movie. Redeemed himself.
Yeah.
The film's final director, after Davis departed the project, was Paul Michael Glaser. Best known as an actor for his role of Starsky in the 1970s cop show Starsky and Hutch.
I didn't know he was a director.
This was his second of 5 movies, arguably his most notable, and he hasn't directed a movie since 1996, but he made 5 movies and this was his second.
And he was just like, don't need to anymore.
Get me Starsky.
Wow.
In his memoir, Total Recall, My Unbelievably True Life Story, Arnie stated that hiring Glaser was a terrible decision, saying he shot the movie like it was a television show, losing all the deeper themes. You might say the film had Glaser, but no soul. Yeah. Look at it. He loves it.
That is very good. That's very good.
Yeah. Let's watch the trailer for The Running Man.
Okay.
Let's do it.
In the year 2017, an innocent man accused of a crime has a choice: hard time or prime time.
Sensational. Perfect contestant. I want him.
He must pay or play the running man.
On your mark.
I'll be back.
What?
Go!
What, you're surprised that Arnie said it?
Well, I didn't know he did it in multiple films.
Wait, we'll come back to this.
Guess they want us to stay.
It's a game between life and death.
Give you a lift?
Like Squid Game before anything.
The Running Man.
The Running Man?
He's playing for a prize. The prize is his life.
How about the light?
The Running Man.
I love in old trailers like that where they say the title of the film twice. It's always like, Schwarzenegger is The Running Man. In case you missed it, that's The Running Man. Right. What do you think I'll be back is?
No, I just thought it was a famous phrase from the Terminator.
Yeah, it's his catchphrase.
But I didn't know he used it in multiple films. I didn't know if it was like a Mr. T situation where he just kept saying it.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
How is this news
But he's
to you,
not done it in
though?
any other films, is he?
Yes.
Like what?
Commando.
Does he?
He says, I'll be back, Bennett. Yeah, he says it initially in the Terminator.
Yeah.
And then he says it became his thing, and he says it in like all of his films.
Well, I just thought
How is that news to you?
I just thought it was like, I'll have what she's having. It was just a famous line from the Terminator.
I would love it. I would love it if Meg Ryan... They had to work in a way for Meg Ryan to say, I'll have what she's having. No, wait, it's not Meg Ryan, is it? It would have to. It's Rob Reiner's mother. Every other film appearance of Rob Reiner's mother, she has to say, I'll have what she's having.
Yeah, but like,
no matter the genre.
So this is like Pity the Fool, where he would shoehorn it in whatever he was doing.
Yeah, every single.
I never knew he said it.
Every single Arnie film, he says like, I'll be back.
He does it. It's not like he brings it up in Actually, does he say it in The Last Stand? He might have done, actually.
Yeah, almost certainly.
Yeah.
Again, that's your touch.
It's going to be one of those weird Mandela effects where I've just not ever noticed.
How do you not know this?
Come on, he doesn't say it in all his films,
yes,
does he?
A lot of the majority. He says, "I'll be back." This is like it's one of his most famous things.
But it's silly to put it in the trailer. I mean, that's just silly.
But that's what they want. It's like, what do you want from Arnie? You want him to say,
I want him to say he's back.
Yeah, I want him to say he'll be.
What do you think about it? It's such a strange phrase when you think about it. Like,
I'll be back.
Yeah. I'd probably say it on a regular basis, actually, when I'm at the office and I'm just going to get a tea, I'll say I'll be back.
What, like Arnie?
But
like some sort of terrible dad joke. It's because in The Terminator, he was literally supposed to, it's just like, he literally means it. So they said,
I'll see you in a second.
He means I'll come back in a bit.
Yeah.
But because it's Arnie, he says, I'll be back. And it's like, well, that's great. So then they were just like, well, it's quite an innocuous catchphrase. They were like, let's put that in everything. Brilliant. Yeah.
He doesn't say "Hasta la vista, baby" in all his films, does he?
No, that is what that's the kind of thing you're thinking of.
Yeah,
where
it's a famous phrase.
It's a famous Arnie catchphrase, but he actually only says it in Terminator 2. Yes.
What do you mean? It's not mental, though.
What do you mean? Thank you. You're still wrong about "I'll be back."
No, that's not a mental idea, is it? That he could only have said it in one of his films.
No, it's not mental, but it is wrong. It's incorrect.
Can't believe it. I clearly am wrong because he said it in the trailer. I mean, all right, okay.
So the plot of The Running Man. In 2017, the US is a totalitarian state that controls the populace through a violent TV show called The Running Man, where criminals must escape deadly mercenaries to win freedom. Captain Ben Richards is forced to participate after being wrongly accused of murder and captures the audience's favor through his survival skills, defeating several of the show's lethal stalkers. So he starts to win, and even though the idea is they're meant to cheer on the stalkers against the runners, they love Arnie because he's so charismatic and great. Meanwhile, Richards' ally Amber Mendez discovers and exposes the government's lies by revealing the true fate of previous contestants. They sort of pretended that certain people won the Running Man, but actually they were killing them. Richards and Mendez, along with resistance fighters, stormed the broadcast center of the show, revealing the government's atrocities and killing the show's creator, Damon Killian, in a dramatic showdown. Their actions lead to the collapse of the oppressive broadcast network, hinting at a new beginning against the regime. So let's get into the cast. So, we have discussed it at length, but Arnold Schwarzenegger plays Ben Richards. This was Arnie's 13th movie and probably the 8th one in which he said, I'll be back. But I'll be back aside, this film, I think, contains some of his best ever one-liners, and in particular, my favorite ever Arnie one-liner. But we'll come back to that.
Interesting.
So The Running Man hit cinemas just 5 months after the release of Predator in June 1987. It's not really a streak, it's a streak of 2 movies, but back-to-back.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Doesn't really happen nowadays, does it? Where it's normally one a year tops, isn't it?
Yeah. Really? And not of that quality.
No.
Incredible. Originally, both films were scheduled for the summer. They were going to be coming out at the same time, but producers postponed the release of The Running Man until Thanksgiving to avoid a clash. Schwarzenegger's biceps appear smaller in this film than in any other film he made, at a measly 17 inches, Tom. They were well short of the 21 inches that they reached in Total Recall in 1990. This was due to a long-term break in weightlifting because of back problems that he had prior to production. But your idea, come on, Arnie.
I wonder what our biceps measure.
Yeah.
What do you reckon?
Do you reckon if we added up our biceps, they would reach 17? No. Maybe my thighs. But
I bet these are fine.
Yeah. If you want to, yeah. I met The Rock once, and what was surprising about him was because obviously you think, of course he's tall. He's 7 foot tall. How wide he was! He was literally about if I laid sort of lengthwise, I don't think I am as tall as The Rock is wide.
And it's not fat. He's just fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
Mountain.
You know when they say brick shit house, but he's literally actually the size of a house. You could sort of live inside The Rock. I don't know what that means. So Christopher Reeve, hot off 4 Superman movies, was originally attached to play Ben Richards.
Probably makes more sense.
Yeah, well, shooting was due to start in September 1985, but was postponed until January 1986. And by that time, Reeve was out. He had dropped out of the project and Arnie was brought in. A contemporary article in LA Weekly suggested that with the change of stars, the film evolved from a dark allegory to an action thriller with humor. And between Reeve being involved and Arnie coming on board, or after Arnie had come on board, Stephen E. D'Souza wrote 15 drafts of the script. So went through a lot of rewrites. So the Reeve version would have been very, very different. In fact, it was about an unemployed man who goes on a violent game show for a 30-day period to feed his family. But once Arnie came on board, the protagonist became a condemned but innocent criminal forced onto a 3-hour gladiator-style game show by the justice system.
And that is more exciting, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, the Reeve version might have been a better film, but this is this is more more a bit of me. Yeah. As well as Reeve, some more IMDb-debatable casting reports. Okay. Dolph Lundgren. Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
And Miami Vice star Don Johnson were also apparently in the running to play Richards before Arnie signed up. Is that true? I don't know. That's what I've got.
Just say what you want on IMDb.
That's what I've got written down here. Yeah. Richard Dawson plays Damon Killian, the host and showrunner of The Running Man and the film's chief antagonist. Though he began his career as a stand-up comedian and later achieved success as an actor on the sitcom Hogan's Heroes between 1965 and 1971, Dawson found stardom as the original host of quiz show Family Feud, known in the UK as Family Fortunes. Yeah. Before Dawson was cast as Damon Killian, Chuck Woolery, the original host of Wheel of Fortune, was originally considered for the role, but he was unavailable due to his hosting job on Love Connection. But yeah, they wanted like a real...
That'd be really cool.
Real TV show host. So like, it's kind of lost on us. It's like when they have Wayne Newton in License to Kill. Yeah. And like, for us, it's just like, that's
good actor,
fun performance. But like, if you're US based, if you're American,
Regis Philbin pops up on so many things that we watch, but for UK audiences, we don't really know who he is.
No.
But obviously,
if it was in the UK, it would be Chris Tarrant popping up in these films. Which very different vibe.
Terry Wogan.
Yeah. Oh, that would be great, actually. Yeah. So when Woolery wasn't available, Schwarzenegger suggested Richard Dawson for the role of Killian because he and Dawson were close friends and because he was a huge fan of Family Feud. He's like, I can't get enough of Family Feud. He just loved it.
And the survey said...
Is that the right show?
Yeah. The survey said... Yeah, exactly. He just loved it. He loved it.
Yeah.
Burt Reynolds was also allegedly approached for the role, but wasn't interested. So let's watch a clip now, classic clip from The Running Man of Ben and Killian facing off.
Nice.
Well, first, I've got a little surprise for you. We all know you're a big, tough guy, Ben. But that doesn't mean that you're a loner. And it takes a big man to admit that he needs his friends. We didn't want to break up a winning team, Ben. So here they are, ready to go for broke, right by your side. Ladies and gentlemen, Ben's buddies, Harold Weiss and William Laughlin.
Really?
Just his mates.
Oh, no.
Fellow resistance fighters.
How this works, the game zone is divided into 400 square blocks left over from the big quake in 97. And I don't think any of us will ever forget that. Once inside the zone, the runners have 3 hours. They've got to go through all 4 game plots. 3 hours or less, and they're going to need every second, because you know who's on their tail? Who? And you know what happens then? What?
The old lady was going, yes, kill him.
Bloodthirsty old ladies.
To start running! On your marks! Get set!
Killian, I'll be back.
He said it.
Only in a rerun.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Again, how have I never seen this? I mean, it's just annoying.
Right,
it's annoying.
Right up your street, surely.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
So Maria Conchita Alonso plays Amber Mendez, Richard's ally in the film, a former Miss World contestant and Grammy-nominated musician. She made her Hollywood film debut in 1984's Moscow on the Hudson with Robin Williams and later appeared in 1990's Predator 2, as well as playing the mother of Eva Longoria's character on Desperate Housewives. Yeah. Yaphet Kotto played resistance fighter William Laughlin, who we just saw a little clip of there. Kotto is best known for his roles in the movies Alien from 1979, Midnight Run 1988, and for playing Bond villain Dr. Kananga in Live and Let Die in 1973, as well as for his starring role in 90s TV crime drama Homicide: Life on the Street. But let's talk about the stalkers, who are the sort of the mercenaries, the trained killers, the hunters, going after Arnie and co.
So a bit like Battle Royale in its own way.
Yeah, that kind of vibe, a similar vibe. Yeah, but again, pre. You had...
Or Hunger Games.
Yeah. You had Jesse Ventura.
The body.
As Jesse the Body Ventura. As Captain Freedom, a 10-time former Running Man stalker champion. Wrestler, Navy SEAL, politician, actor, star of Predator, and host of 3 seasons of Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura.
Now, I, for whatever reason, have suddenly, after all these years,
that's true,
finally got into wrestling.
Yeah, you love wrestling now.
It's totally passed me by.
Yeah.
I've always been aware of it, always been aware of the big characters.
But I think you've always been a little bit like, where do I even start?
Like,
it's been going for so long and there's so much lore.
Yeah,
it's like where do you start?
And because of the recent WrestleMania with the brilliant ending and everything, it just got me really into the idea of it. I was like, fuck it, I'm just gonna try.
Yeah,
and I've got the WWE subscription.
Yeah,
and I'm slowly going through all the big pay-per-views. I'm only up to 1988, but. So I've just done like SummerSlam 88. This is going to take years to get through, but I'm really enjoying it. This is like really old school. And back in those days, Jesse Ventura was one of the commentators.
Oh, wow.
He's always there going, him and Gorilla Monsoon. And it's just Ventura being a dick the entire time.
Yeah.
Because he's there going, always defending the bad guys.
The heels.
The heels.
Yeah.
Always been like, I don't know, Gorilla. No, he didn't deserve, no, the Hulkster is a twat. Didn't say that, but you know what I mean?
It's kind of a twat, yeah. A twat. What I love, I have so little knowledge of that you could 100% be making up the name Gorilla Monsoon, and I would believe you. You could just be like, werewolf tornado.
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah, sure, that's a man's name.
Finally, after all these years, fine. So if there's any particular area of early old school wrestling, like a wrestler itself or an event, let us know. We might do an episode because I don't know where you'd begin. You couldn't just do an episode on the WWE.
No.
So if you want to recommend anything, let us know. Maybe by that point I'll have watched it enough that I can actually do it.
And I'd love to learn more. Yeah.
Anyway, Jesse Ventura.
Yeah. Also in the film, Jim Brown as Fireball, who toasts runners with a flamethrower. Brown was an American football star, considered one of the greatest players in NFL history and one of the greatest running backs of all time. He was latterly an actor, appearing in 1967's The Dirty Dozen, 1968's Ice Station Zebra opposite Rock Hudson and Patrick McGowan.
Wow.
Why have I not watched that?
Yeah.
And he was in 1996's Mars Attacks as
Baron Williams, heavyweight champion of the world.
Yeah.
He's so good in that.
Yeah. Him and Tom Jones just teaming up. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Do you know what people don't talk about enough is how good Tom Jones is in when he's like, girls, get out. We can't leave him. He's so genuinely I've seen
good performance.
I'm sort of having a laugh, but also genuinely I've seen worse performances. Never did anything else, but quite good. Genuinely quite good.
We've got to do Mars Attacks one day.
Yeah.
But the idea of just sitting down with Tom Jones, just explaining to him as a non-actor, this is what you got to do in this scene, and yet it all worked out.
And his introduction where he's performing, it's not unusual in Vegas, and then his backing dancers are replaced by Martians, and he turns around and goes, Jesus Christ, girls, get out. Really good.
And it's got Pierce Brosnan,
Michael J. Fox.
Fucking hell.
Jack Black in an early role. Jack Nicholson, Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
What a cast. Sarah Jessica Parker.
Really
what a cast.
Really good.
Yeah. Well, anyway, here's a clip of
Jim Brown,
Arnie fighting Fireball. This includes one of the great puns, one of the great one-liners that's in the film.
How about the light?
Arnie just blew him up.
I don't think his bollock survived that.
What a hothead.
It's not even that good.
Did you say, I don't think his bollocks survived that?
Well, he obviously didn't survive it either, but it's because the flare went between his legs.
Right. I was like, why the bollocks? Why did you single out the bollock? I'm sure they didn't, but it's just a weird thing. Someone dies in a violent way. I bet his bollocks didn't survive. bet his testicles didn't make it. Like, what? All right.
Why is he obsessed with his testicles?
I mean, I'm sure that's true, but why single them out? Or double them out, I guess. The film also starred Erland van Lith as Dynamo, who kills with the power of electricity. A Dutch-American actor, opera singer. There were a lot of like triple threats in this, but very different types of triple threats. Yeah, actor, opera singer, and amateur wrestler. He sadly died of heart failure a few months after finishing work on the movie and 2 months before it was released. Age just 34, so he never saw it released. Bodybuilder Gus Rice...
Rethwich?
Rice. Bodybuilder Gus Reithwich, let's go with that.
Yeah.
Played Eddie Buzzsaw Witowski. Come on, like, to be fair to me.
That is hard.
I've had a pint of lager and a pint of Lily's mango. A lovely, delicious, refreshing pint of Lily's
mango. Lily's mango.
A lovely, delicious pint.
Perfect for a summer's day.
Lily's mango cider. Have a mango.
Do you like mangoes? Trust us, you'll fucking love this.
Do you like cider? How about mangoes? Enjoy the delicious taste of the two combined with Lily's mango cider. Bodybuilder.
You could definitely give this to a child and they have no idea they're drinking alcohol.
Hey, genuinely, that's got, yeah.
Dangerous as fuck.
Lily's mango cider. Dangerous as fuck. Bodybuilder Gus Reithwich played Eddie Buzzsaw Witowski, who is bisected in the groin with his own chainsaw by Arnie at the end of a fight.
Wow.
Arnie's pun, he had to split. Of course.
Sure.
Professor Toru Tanaka, not a real professor, that was again his wrestling name,
nice.
Plays Sub-Zero, a red armor-clad stalker who is a sadistic hockey samurai, hockey samurai, with a scythe that slices his enemies limb from limb into quivering, bloody sushi. Tanaka was a former soldier, professional wrestler, boxer, martial artist, and actor. Sure. Now, we get on to my favorite one-liner in the film. I think my favorite Arnie one-liner of all time. Also just one of my favorite moments of cinema of all time.
Okay, you've bigged this up.
So, you've heard the caliber of one-liners we're working with. Yeah. He had to split, what a hothead. Why this one is special. So, Arnie fights Sub-Zero, kills Sub-Zero.
Yeah.
Everyone's watching, obviously. Arnie's sort of talking to Killian, to the audience. He's like, basically like, I've killed him. I'm the guy, whatever. What Arnie said, why I love this, Arnie says, he's like pointing at the dead body, and he says, here is Sub-Zero. Now, Plane Zero. Now, it's brilliant because, exactly, look at your face. That doesn't work. That doesn't mean anything.
Not really.
It doesn't mean anything.
I mean, yeah.
What, plane, now, here is Sub-Zero. Now, Plane Zero.
Now he's just nothing.
But if he said a Plane Zero, but like, here is Sub-Zero, now Plane Zero, it's not, it's labored at best. Okay. It doesn't work. So that's already brilliant. The fact that it's such a terrible pun. But then the way Arnie delivers it is like he doesn't understand what it means. Let's watch. Let's watch it. You'll see what I mean.
All right. Yeah, come on, yeah. Where are the cameras?
Huh?
Where are the cameras that everyone's watching at home?
All over the place.
Oh, don't worry about it.
Arnie's like garroting him with barbed wire.
Yeah.
Killed him.
Oh, no.
The audience.
They'd be shocked.
The audience is devastated. Yeah, but they're used to seeing the runners die, not the...
Oh, shit.
It's like their heroes, their favourites.
Hey, Killian!
So excited.
Here is Sub-Zero! Now, Plane Zero!
Now,
and Killian's like...
The way he says, here is Sub-Zero, now... Plane Zero. He says it like Plane Zero. It's like he doesn't...
Sub-Zero! Now, Plane Zero!
Zero!
He
like the Mask of Zorro.
He puts the emphasis on play, and then he goes, now, planes a row. Like, it's a terrible pun. The delivery of it is
he did as best as he could.
But it's like, it's the syllables are like, the emphasis is weird. It's like he doesn't understand why it's a pun. To be fair, neither do I. I love everything about it. It's incredible. I've watched that, like, I can just watch that on a loop over and over again. It's my Roman Empire. I think about it all the time. The line, the delivery of the line.
Screensaver of your brain.
Yeah. If I'm just like, zone out in a meeting, I think about Arnie saying, "Here is Sub-Zero. Now, planes a row." It's so good.
There's only lines like that sometimes where you feel like, did the writer think this was the shit? And then they watch it back afterwards and go, fuck. Like, do you remember, it's...
Maybe they were like, well, it's not the best line I've ever written, but maybe if the actor really nails the delivery, I'll get away with it.
Do you remember iRobot? Where at the end, Will Smith kills the big machine.
Yeah.
And like, he stops and says a line, and you think it's going to be an Arnie style pun, some sort of ice to meet you sort of thing.
Yeah.
And he just goes, "You have so gotta die." And it's like, is that the best? Is that the best line you could come up? Because it wasn't that sort of film. It wasn't like a quippy sort of film.
No.
But it's not even a quip. It's just a bit shit like,
do without it.
"You have so gotta die." Like, well, yeah, she does, but she's also a machine. She's not gonna.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? The same thing that happens to everything else. Yeah. It's the same deal.
That's so weird. What were they thinking?
So with that, I think that is the delivery. I think it's meant to be like, do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? Then it gets struck by lightning. And it's like, same thing that happens to everything else, I guess, kind of thing. Like, because it's whisper it, but it's written by Joss Whedon. So like, it's meant to be like a quippy, Buffy style sarcastic line.
Yeah.
That's Halle Berry's fault. I don't want to. I love Halle. Not a big fan of Joss Whedon, obviously, but that is Halle's fault.
Yeah.
Also in the cast of The Running Man, playing Mick, a leader of the Resistance, Mick Fleetwood of Fleetwood Mac.
Okay.
Yeah, playing Mick.
And this was before the dreadful Brit Awards with Sam Fox.
Yeah.
So,
what was it? 80, when was that? 80? You must know this. This is kind of shit you know.
I don't know. I feel like it's 89 maybe.
So just before his career like peaked and troughed within a couple of years. Yeah.
He just, the late 80s, Mick Fleetwood just went, I'll take any gig.
I'll do whatever.
Yeah.
I guess it had been a
Tango in the Night just came out. I've got a bit of time on my hands.
It's like a decade since Rumour, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Dweezil Zappa, the son of Frank Zappa, is also in the film.
Okay.
Playing Mick's ally, Stevie. See what they did there? Also in the film, in a supporting role, Edward Bunker, a former convicted felon who reformed and became an author and actor, appearing in films including The Running Man, Tango and Cash, and Reservoir Dogs, and serving as the inspiration for John Voight's character Nate in the Michael Mann movie Heat. Yeah.
Get on, Bunker.
Kenneth Lerner appears in the film. He's best known for the role of Principal Flutie in the first season of Buffy. Roger Bumpass appears in the film, the voice of Squidward in SpongeBob SquarePants. And though she doesn't appear on screen, the big dance number at the start of the Running Man show in the film was choreographed by Paula Abdul.
Wow.
There you go. Yeah. Now, there are conflicting reports about how much the Running Man cost to make. I found various different figures, but it seems it cost somewhere between $25 and $32 million. The film was only a moderate box office success, grossing $38 million. And it debuted to mixed reviews.
So Arnie at this point was a bona fide star.
Yeah. But I guess
not guaranteed to.
Well, I guess Predator had just come out, and they maybe people were a bit like
bit fatigue,
bit Arnie fatigue. Yeah. But this is as you've seen from the clips.
I mean, it's cinematic.
It's cinema. It's cinema.
Glorious. Isn't it?
It's cinema.
Yeah.
The New York Times called it an engagingly mean, cruel, nasty, funny setup of television. That was one of the better reviews, actually. The Variety criticised its paper-thin satire. Roger Ebert in the Chicago Sun-Times gave the film 2.5 stars out of 4, complaining that all the action scenes are versions of the same scenario, but he praised Richard Dawson's performance as Killian, stating that he has at last found the role he was born to play.
But so ahead of its time.
Yeah, well, The Running Man, funny you should say that, Tom, because The Running Man has received notable media attention in more recent years.
Good.
On the film's 30th anniversary in 2017, also, of course, the year in which the film was set, in the article, Why We May Be Living in the Future of the Running Man, the film was cited by a BBC journalist, Frank Swain, as having made accurate predictions about life in 2017, including an economic collapse, the recession, all that kind of stuff, and offering a critique of American television culture. A couple of years later, in 2019, Reed Tucker of the New York Post said the film had correctly predicted the widening gap between the rich and the poor, depicting homeless shantytowns and skyscrapers for the wealthy, resembling the real New York City and Los Angeles, as well as society's obsession with reality TV. The film's depiction of broadcasts being digitally altered, sort of deep fakes and that kind of thing.
Fake news.
Fake news. So fake. I love...
It's great.
I like The Running Man. I think The Running Man...
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie. I like Killian. Killian's my guy. I love Killian. He's so good. So great. So there's a lot of fake news in the film where they kind of digitally alter recordings and trick people. And so that's also now seen as prescient. Paul Michael Glazer said the film reflects our current media environment. It mirrors people's perception of the entertainment industry and their perception of the news, he told the New York Post. It captures the feeling that we're all being manipulated and lied to. Those are huge things that people live with every day. The film, I think this is most important though. Forget all that kind of fake news and deep fakes and, the state of, trust in the media. Who cares? The film also allegedly inspired the real life gladiators.
Of course.
Or American Gladiators.
Yeah.
It inspired the whole franchise. Stephen D'Souza told the New York Post, one of the producers of American Gladiators confessed to me that he sold that concept to the network by simply copying scenes from The Running Man off of VHS and playing in the pitch meeting saying, we're doing exactly this, except the murdering part.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. And American Gladiators premiered in 1989, 2 years after the release of The Running Man. So the timeline's, track with its UK counterpart, Just Gladiators, following in 1992.
Okay, another mind-blown moment.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was an adaptation of an American show first.
Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought we came up with Gladiators.
No, America.
Because you think it was the other way around.
It makes sense title-wise the other way around. But they were just like, hey, how about we call this show Gladiators? No, American Gladiators. Like we wouldn't call it British Gladiators, would we?
No.
British Gladiators. No, it's just Gladiators. Fine.
Yeah.
No, anyway. So Gladiators wouldn't exist without The Running Man.
No, didn't know that.
Yeah. In 1989, a Running Man video game was released for the MSX, ZX Spectrum, Commodore 64, Amstrad, CPC, Amiga, and Atari ST. Again, to mixed reviews. Let's have a little look at that.
It's exciting. Oh, wow. This is on the Amiga.
Yeah.
5, 4.
I love that voice.
1.
Start. 5, 4. Whatever.
The graphics are actually pretty good.
They are good. Kids these days.
Don't know they're born.
Nah. Oh, what even is that? Oh, okay. It is literally The Running Man.
It's a man running.
Does he run much in the film?
Yeah, very.
He does.
Yeah. I didn't show you the bits where he's running, to be fair.
There it is. I feel like he says it more in this film than he does in the bloody Terminator. Probably just says it once, doesn't he? But
He did
keep using it. It's a good graphics.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, nice. I like that. Yeah.
In 2014, Arnold Schwarzenegger said that there were rumblings of a sequel to The Running Man. Running Man 2. He made the comments at a London Q&A session with fans, as reported on the entertainment website Digital Spy in an article written by Tom Eames. I have no idea who he is, just some hack journalist, I guess. But
I forgot went into that.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the brilliant one where that was so cool. So it was just a great audience with Jonathan Ross doing the questions.
An audience with Arnie at the London Palladium, I think, right?
Yeah, or somewhere
like that.
Anyway,
Yeah.
and at the end they give
fan Q&A.
Yeah.
Always a mistake.
Always a mistake. And so it's not journalists. There might be some in there, but just anyone's allowed to ask.
Not you, but there might be some.
Yeah. and just and there's one guy.
Yeah.
It's one moment to finally speak to his idol, Arnie.
Yeah.
And ask a question. He's had all this time to think of a question.
Yeah.
Just come up with something.
Oh, yeah.
He always wanted to know.
Yeah.
And he goes...
And look, he had a question, to be fair. He wanted to know the answer.
And he goes, Arnold... He's nervous. Yeah, fair enough.
Of course.
We're in this game.
We're cool. We're cool customers.
We work in media. Yeah, fine.
Yeah, cut this guy.
We get nervous when we.
Sure.
So,
cut this guy some slack.
So this is just a regular dude. He's not in the media world. He's a massive fan of Arnie. He's paid a lot of money to be here.
Doesn't interact with movie stars on a daily basis.
No. And here he is standing in front of loads of people, and this is his opportunity. Yeah. Now, I would argue, if I was a nervous sort of person, I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it.
I wouldn't. But I'm a journalist in inverted commas.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that. No chance would I stand up in front of everyone and ask a question. No chance.
Yeah.
So this guy's weirdly confident enough to do that.
Yeah, he's got balls.
Yeah, he's got balls.
Unlike that guy who got blown up earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, he stands up and goes,
"Yeah,
Arnold, do you like Bruce Willis?"
Yeah.
And he goes, "Yeah, I really like him. Great guy."
Yes, I like Bruce.
Yeah. Yeah, he says that.
Yeah.
And he's like, and Jonathan's like, anything else? Like, he can't believe that's all. He's like flabbergasted. That was the question. He's like, yeah. Do you like Stallone? It's like,
yeah. Pointing to me as if I was
you can know the answer.
Yeah, but he's like, yes, I like him. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
Me and Sly.
And then Jonathan's like, oh bloody hell, let's get better questions than that, everyone. And it's like, oh mate. But at least Arnie was nice. He was a nice guy.
Yeah, no.
But it's just like, oh my god. Anyway, yeah, do you find, as someone who's also written articles over the years, no recollection of writing that?
No, none whatsoever.
No.
We churned out a lot.
I mean, that's 10 years ago.
Yeah.
In my defense.
To be fair, I don't even remember what. I've had a refreshing, delicious pint.
Can't remember half an hour ago.
Of Lily's mango cider. I don't remember half an hour ago.
Lily's mango cider.
Mango cider.
This is not hashtag spawn.
No, but it could be. Lily.
Yeah.
If you're listening, Lily.
Yeah, please. Anyway, sorry about that.
The Running Man sequel has yet to materialise and now seems unlikely to, as in early 2021, a new movie adaptation of Stephen King's original novel was announced to be in development at Paramount Pictures.
Okay.
Set to be a more faithful adaptation of the original source material, it has Edgar Wright attached to direct, and in April 2024, Glenn Powell, very much flavour of the month, was announced as the film's lead.
See, this is an example of a film which, yes, has its fans, yes, it's cult, but it's not like humongously well known.
Yeah.
So I think and because of the time it was made, it's not dated that well.
No.
And so I don't mind them remaking this because you could do it completely differently.
Also, the fact that the original was not, or the original film was not close to so there's something to do there. There's something to do with it.
This makes sense.
I'm not mad.
You give us a completely new go and whatever. It's if you're trying to remake Back to the Future. You go, why? What's the point? It's already perfect. Whereas this has, it's great for what it is.
Yeah.
But fine.
I ain't mad about it.
Yeah. I am, man.
I am mad. But the original film, still a classic. It's not streaming anywhere, at least not as part of a streaming service. You can
pisses me off.
Tom literally threw his hands up in the air.
Everything should be the amount of streaming services there are. Yeah. Every single fucking film and TV show as well, but should be available. Film in particular should be available somewhere.
If I'm paying for I know 5-6 streaming services,
I shouldn't have to pay. No. On Amazon Prime, you can pay as a one-off thing.
So the Running Man,
have to do that.
The Running Man is available for to rent digitally for a couple of quid, or you can buy it on Blu-ray and DVD. But if I'm paying for 8 streaming services
across what? So we got Netflix, we got Amazon, we
Disney,
got Paramount Plus, Disney.
Yeah.
What else? Is there other ones? Hulu.
There's other ones that not
HBO Max, whatever. All these different things.
Yeah.
Work between yourselves, and at any one point, one of you has got to own it.
Work it out and come back to me. Yeah. There shouldn't be any. There's a film, I think it's called Gambit. It's a Michael Caine film, and it is not on any streaming service, not available on DVD. And it's nowhere. You can't watch it. And there should be. Okay, it's not like an all-time, but it's a film starring one of the biggest movie stars of all time, Michael Caine. And you just can't watch it.
In my opinion, every single thing of pop culture, in the world that we live in now, every single thing, whether it's a song, album, TV show, film, and I'm talking even weird reality shows that aired once back in 2002. Every single thing should be available somewhere to buy or stream or whatever. It shouldn't be that you just can't access it.
No, it's bizarre.
It's weird. Fair enough if things like Lighty Lads, which was deleted at the time, that it doesn't exist.
I thought you were going to say stuff that's it's a little bit dodgy.
No, but even the dodgy stuff, I feel like this should be available somewhere. You can put a disclaimer on it, whatever you want. But everything should be available somewhere. Even weird, Big Brother back in the early noughties, which you look at and go, wouldn't get away with that now. But no, put it on. It should be. It's good research, and it makes you grow by seeing things.
Well, they add things to film archives, don't they? And say it's of historical notes or whatever. Yeah,
fine, but just. Everything should be available.
Yeah.
It's
I'll pay for it.
Yeah, I will pay for it.
I'll pay for it.
Yeah.
But
it shouldn't be that it's not accessible.
No.
Because Channel 4 will have the rights. They'll have all that stuff somewhere in their systems.
Yeah.
They just haven't bothered putting it on.
Someone's got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Give it Give it.
Give me it.
Anyway.
Well, the Running Man still has its fans, and a lot of you got in touch.
Oh.
So on X, James Pilson Wood said, classic Arnie film. Always thought it was funny when he's checking over the men before storming the station and he somehow finds a cigar. Lol. That is very Arnie. He's like, what if I'm searching him and I find a stogie? Just start smoking a stogie. Ranil Patel said, absolutely love this film. It has the best/worst post-kill one-liners. He's right.
Yeah.
2 leads where English is their second language, but they're still great together. A superb Richard Dawson as Killian, and for some reason, Mick Fleetwood playing himself. 10 out of 10 Arnie classic. Yeah. On Instagram, Howard Pirrett said, I got to see this film during a sleepover at my cousin's house. The word of mouth reputation amongst the kids had me super excited, and I was not let down. I was the weird kid who actually recognized all the performers, including Mick Fleetwood and Dweezil Zappa. On Facebook, Pete B said, I was probably about 8 years old when I first saw this film on video. It was awesome and bizarre in equal measure. Some memorable moments, the rocket-sleds, the end-of-level bosses, and Arnie sporting a Bruce Lee-style yellow jumpsuit throughout.
Yeah.
The film also inspired one of the stages of the video game Flashback that has its own TV game show levels. Flashback, great game, future episode fodder, I think. And Sam Thomas, who is a friend of mine, said, one of the top 5 all-time greatest films in history. It is also my favorite Christmas film.
Christmas film?
I have watched The Running Man every Christmas Eve without fail for the last 29 years.
What?
I don't know why he does this.
Every year?
Every year.
Christmas Eve?
He sits down with his
Running Man.
He watches The Running Man with his wife. He said, 30 is going to be a special year. I think Chico is actually in for a shout at making it this year. Sven Ole Thorsen deserves an Oscar for playing Sven the Guard. The film is so good, it features Dutch nobility, Dynamo. The remake needs to be boycotted unless Stephen Mulhern is cast as Damon Killian, the presenter.
Yes. He'd be brilliant.
No comment will ever do this film enough justice. Please save it for the Christmas podcast. Now, unfortunately, we haven't, but maybe for the big 30, you could give this episode another listen as a little preamble.
Definitely.
And watch The Running Man.
Yeah.
So, there you go. So, again, can't believe you've never seen it, but thoughts now I've not run you through The Running Man?
I mean, I'm annoyed you haven't done a fact smash because we don't have a fact smash jingle this time, but we'll save it. It's fine.
I didn't because I think we've run out of jingles.
No, we've got a couple more.
Oh, we've got a couple more. Okay, well, I'm saving them.
Please keep sending the fact smash jingles.
Yes. We are in dire need of your fact smash jingles.
So much so that we didn't do it this time because we thought we'd run out. But no, great.
Yeah.
Just, again, talking about pop culture and content and all this kind of stuff, you could argue we're living in an era where it's not as rich as it once was. And so what I do enjoy doing is going back and consuming so much stuff from the past that I've never watched.
Yeah, well, if you can find it anywhere on a bloody streaming service.
And this is a perfect example because... Yeah, I'm annoyed. It's passed me by. It's just my kind of thing, and I just love watching Arnie and anything.
Yeah, and you know, genuinely, hour 40. Yeah, make some time. Check it out if you haven't already.
Yeah,
it's great.
I think it's let down by its name.
What would you call it?
I don't know. Just I don't know. The running. It just never. I never knew. I never got.
Yeah,
that's what this is all about.
Yeah. You thought it was
just some guy running from something.
Well,
I guess he is. But do you know what I mean? It's not
vague. What's he running?
Vague.
What's he running from?
Yeah.
I need more information. Yeah. If you're gonna hook me in.
Battle Royale.
Yeah.
Says it. Even the Hunger Games says
evocative.
It's what the thing is.
Yeah.
Is the game show?
It's called The Running Man.
So I guess that
you've been paying attention.
Yeah, but you know what I mean. It's not.
Yeah.
I think they need a better game show name.
Right.
It's the future's fault, which we've now passed. But, Anyway.
Yeah.
Great.
Well, you can find more retrospectives and great banter like that. Talking about action classics like Commando, Die Hard, and another prophetic sci-fi classic, Demolition Man, at 2geeks2beers.com. Plus more outings covering off classic TV shows and video games.
And you can also follow us on all the socials at 2geekscast on Facebook, Instagram, and X. We're also on YouTube and TikTok, where you'll find clips from episodes old and new, as well as full-length episodes.
Please also rate and review the podcast via your podcast outlet of choice, where you can also subscribe, and you can also become a 2Geek supporter on Patreon. Head to patreon.com/2geekscast, where you can sponsor the podcast, and in return, you get exclusive Patreon-only minisodes, outtakes, personalized thank you videos, merch, and more.
Please email us if you want to get in touch. Podcast at 2geeks2beers.com with any thoughts, feedback, and suggestions for future episodes.
Well, thanks for joining us. We hope you've enjoyed this run through. But now we have to split.
Fair enough.
Yeah. So I wanted to touch on this before we actually wrap up. There's a moment in this film where it's just another classic scene of, a bit of Arnie and Killian back to forth, and Arnie's trapped in the Running Man game, and he's sort of, mouthing off to Killian.
Yeah.
And it sort of starts, and you're like, was that in the script, or did Arnie just sort of lose his mind? Because why would you write this line? It's insane. The line is absolutely insane, written down, and then the delivery's insane. Everything about it's utterly bizarre and deranged and insane. But I love it.
Okay.
It should be me down there.
You got him? Hey, Ben, I gotta hand it to you, pal. You got the whole network here in an uproar.
So Killian's
Why, they're
taunting
shipping by
Ben.
car to the Justice Department in crates. So that's why this little call is just between you and I. It's not going out on the air. Listen very carefully, Ben. How would you like a 3-year contract, guaranteed, a cadre credit line, and a beachfront condo? Sound impossible? Ben is a standard deal for a network stalker.
Trying to bring him over to his side because he sees he's got a bit of something about him now.
I see you, Ben.
Is that a guy in the Gladiators who became a gladiator?
I just hate to see you get canceled tonight when you could go the distance. Say the word, Ben.
How's he going to respond?
The one doing the stalking.
What can he say?
What do you think?
You cold-blooded bastard. I'll tell you what I think of it. I live to see you eat that contract. But I hope you leave enough room for my fist, because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine!
It's like, was that... It's like, you could have just said, I'll live to see you eat that contract. But I hope you leave enough room for my fist, because I'm going to ram it into your stomach and break your goddamn spine! Like, what? Like...
There's a lot of words there.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
I reckon that was the script.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
It's not even, again, it's no pun.
No.
It's just I'm literally going to do these things.
Really graphic threat of violence.
Great.
Love it.
Yeah.